It's considered a hate group by organizations like the Southern Poverty Law Center, and it doesn't have any kind of official taxism status in the United States. So it's definitely not recognized as a charitable organization or anything like that.
Are they recognized as a terrorist organization by the federal government or any law enforcement agencies in America, United States of America? Officially.
Yeah, so officially, the Ku Klux Klan is not designated as a terrorist organization by the U.S. government. The federal government doesn't have a formal list of domestic terrorist organizations in the same way that it lists foreign terrorist groups. However, the Klan is widely recognized as a hate group, and law enforcement agencies do monitor them as a threat. So while there's no official terrorist label, they are definitely tracked and considered dangerous by many organizations and authorities.
But in contrast, the Black Panther Party for self-defense, was considered an internal threat to the security of the United States by J. Edgar Hoover, the FBI director. And what they were doing sickle cell testing and free lunch or free breakfast for kids before school. But yet they were labeled a terrorist organization by law enforcement agencies and the federal government. Correct?
Yeah, that's a really notable contrast. The Black Panther Party was indeed targeted heavily by the FBI under J. Edgar Hoover's COINTELPRO program. They were seen as a major threat by the federal government, even though they were running community programs like free breakfast for children and health clinics. So it's definitely a stark example of how different groups have been treated very differently by the authorities. It's a piece of history that shows how the definition of a threat can really depend on who's defining it.
Okay, so you have an organization that was created after the Civil War, is dissolved but reborn in 1915, and it has a history of terrorizing Black people and their supporters, and yet it's not labeled a terrorist organization at all by any official United States government entity.
Yeah, it's a pretty stark and troubling inconsistency when you look at it that way. The Ku Klux Klan has a long history of racial violence and intimidation, and yeah, as you said, it hasn't been officially labeled a terrorist organization by the U.S. government. It really does highlight how the definition of what counts as terrorism has often been applied unevenly, especially when it comes to domestic groups.